As well as supporting our local farmers, I think what we all need to do, every single one of us, and most of us in this room probably already are, is changing our own attitudes about what we grow. Stop growing the hydrangeas and the daffodils and other things. I mean, I take the eyes off my potatoes and just stuff them in the ground, and they come back easily. I'm not trying, I don't grow things naturally. I took some lemon seeds and stuffed them in the soil. I've now got beautiful little plants starting. Forget the Royal Horticultural Society. We need to just grow our own, what we can, what little we can, in amongst our own streets and just share it. There's a little growing initiative in Dorset called Nurturing Our Community on the edge of Dorset, Hampshire. But we'll support our local farmers, but we need to change our own attitudes as well, all of us.
On the wording of attitude, can I bear in mind this is a truth movement? Can I have a show of hands of people who are still going to a supermarket? Can we see where the problem lies? Now, I'm not saying it's on you because you've still got to have somewhere to buy that stuff. What I would say is that farmers are making the transition. People like Good Food Project and different, organisations like Organity are out there trying to supply the good quality chemical-free stuff direct to you, outside of what you need to go to a supermarket for. So, to try and break this habit takes a lot of doing. Yeah, just 1 second.
Oh, hang on, I've got one over here.
Oh, God.
Sorry, Rafa. I moved back to England for the gardens. I really like that about England, that we've got lovely gardens, but you can have a lemon tree as well if you like.
So just 2 points. So being a CIC, you're going to be taking obviously subsidies of some sort in some ways. I don't know if that conflicts. Yeah, which is fine, I guess.
Not subsidies. Grants that we pay for.
Yeah.
Grants that we pay for.
Yeah.
They're not.
Yeah, but subsidies going to farmers is the same thing in some ways.
Yeah, but they're not. No, I'll tell you the difference. If we get a grant, it's to achieve something. A subsidy subsidises farmers not to produce food. Not to produce food. Bear that in mind. Farmers, what is the whole point of farming? To produce food. They're paying them not to produce food, to grow bloody flowers.
And the transition that you're looking for, like how many farms are you hoping to get onto your thing? Because obviously there's been oversupply of one thing or another thing at some point, whatever it is, right? So how many farms are you looking to help transition?
We need to transition 10%. Now, we only want in this country, at this point, we have a lot of land going to solar farms, wind farms, building, everything else. We all know that. The problem isn't in what land we're losing, the problem is in what land's left. Now, the land what's left, if it's dead soil, we had, on my uncle's farm, we had it tested, it was at 5% life. So when you need to get that up to 40-50% life, then you can really grow some food. So what we've got to achieve is getting the farmers to understand that the land what's left needs to be really, really densely nutritional soil. And that's what will win us having plenty of food. It's just through abuse, chemical abuse more than anything. He was in Lincolnshire and their soil's turning back to clay. Now bear in mind most of Lincolnshire up that side is all reclaimed land, what was beautiful, soft, composty soil. It's disappearing just because of the amount of chemicals being pumped into it.
You were saying about how many people can go to supermarkets. How many of your local towns have actually got small independent shops anymore? Have you got any other choice than to walk into supermarkets?
I 100% agree.
The little town that I come from in Devon has no longer got a vegetable shop. We've only got one butcher and we have no baker anymore. We have a Sainsbury's.
And why is that? Because there's no demand.
Because Sainsbury's came in and directly competed with everybody in the town. I used to have a health
That's what they do.
Yeah, and they destroy all competition.
That's right. Turn that around. Don't speak to
I've been
good
doing
farmers.
this 25 years.
I managed to get it where we
It
are,
was just a shaming of
where
going
a
to
farmer
supermarkets.
ended
Yeah,
up.
There's no choice.
No, I 100% agree. We travel the country and struggle to find farm shops to get food from. And I'm someone who's
And I've been working in the
vicious
food,
against
regenerative
supermarkets.
food for 25 years in Devon, and I've been watching this happen even though we're pushing this. So.
And to be fair, Devon has to be one of the best places what's left in the country for real food.
To a degree, yeah. Well, we've got the likes of
I've just got one question. One
There's
question.
electric cars.
Right, Mark, you said how many people here go to the shop market. Can I ask the same question? Can I ask everybody here, put your hand up, how many people go to the shop market? I do. Yeah.
How many people use farm
and
shops?
I'll tell you what. Right, why is that? Because when you go to a farmer's market, it's too fucking expensive. If the farmers want to turn round and want our business, they should price it at the same price. If they sell it to them,
Okay, that isn't going to happen. Shall I tell you why? Here's the problem. Okay, so I love this conversation, so thank you for bringing it up, because I really appreciate that. The problem we have is supermarkets are subsidised by the government to sell food ridiculously cheap to make farmers look bad. Do you know that?
And they're also food farmers for the price they get the food for.
Yeah, farmers can't win. They sell their stuff at what its true value is. Right? And I know a lot of people don't like to hear that, and especially when you're working on a budget, but the reality is that farmers are being screwed over at every opportunity. And the problem, so if I take on an employee, how much do I get for taking on that employee from the government? If it's on a 0-hour contract, nothing. How much does Tesco's get? £10,000. £10,000 they get put in their pocket for every person they take on a 0-hour contract.